Do you think that natural hair is a trend and that this will pass? What do you think?
How would I mean, it remains to be seen if it's a trend and will it pass. I just think, in my experience, how long have you been natural, Dawn?
Only a few months. I did my big chop back in November.
I just feel like I don't know. I would have to say, if I had to guess and look into the future 5 years from now, I really do feel like women will still be natural. Definitely there will be people who go back to their perms, but I don't think it's something like we saw in the 70s, because I feel people at that time were going natural for a different reason, like with the whole struggle and civil rights and just kind of the sense of defiance and everything like that. And I don't necessarily feel that women are there's a segment of that, but I don't feel like that's the overarching reason for why they're doing it. Also, like I said, in the 70s, people were doing that, but then by the time the 80s came around, professionally, it just wasn't acceptable. And I don't really think we're going to see a backlash professionally from the corporations where we work, saying natural hair is not acceptable. In the 80s, you had a situation where people were getting fired from their jobs for coming to work with cornrows or locks or anything of that nature. And I just feel like America is a different place. Like I said, we have a black president. They just repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell. So it tells someone that, their hairstyle is unprofessional. I think we're at a very different place now than where we were 30 years ago. So in terms of it being a trend, yeah, I think it's like trendy and hip and cool, but I don't think we face the same pressures we did 30 years ago to wear our hair straight in the workplace. So it might last a lot longer.
I completely agree, and I truly hope that, well, I shouldn't even say hope. I have a feeling that you're right. I have a feeling that there won't be a backlash. I think that more and more people are just happy with their natural hair and embracing it, and it's here to stay. And like you said, some people will go back to getting perms, but I think the majority will stick to their natural hair and just love it and embrace it and use the versatility. Like you said, you can throw a wig on if you want to have the straight look, or if that, for some reason is a problem in the place that you work in. All right, listeners, we want to give you a chance to ask Christia some questions, so feel free to call us at 347-637-3930. And actually, we have a couple of callers on the line now, so let's check in and see if they have any questions for you, Christia. You up for some questions?
Sure.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. And also, listeners, you can chat with us in the chat room, and if you have a question there, feel free to type your question in, and we will ask the question live here on the show. Caller 219, are you there?
Yes, it's Jay. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Christia.
Hi, how are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Chicago right now. I just got my apartment, and I am now in Chicago, and this is Jay with Nappy Muse.
And, co-host. This is my co-host, Christia J.
Hi, welcome to Chicago. You know I live here.
I know. I'm in it now. So I just made my down payment, so I'm moved already.
Oh, excellent. And you know what, Jay? I was like, I'm so sad my co-host isn't here, but I went ahead and read your lovely tips that you have for the audience today. Yes.
Oh, my good.
You know what? I got up to 3 of them, so we're going to share the other 3. And if you want, you can go ahead and share those a little bit later in the show.
I'm ready whenever you want me to. I'm so happy to meet you, Christia, and we've been reading your book all while we've been apartment shopping.
I love it. Thank you so much for your support.
It's a great read. What about it?
Thank you.
Well, Jay, we're going to bring you back on the show definitely a little bit later. So everyone, tune in for the rest of Jay's tips, because that's the way that you can win a copy of Christia's book, Thank God I'm Natural. So let's see. We have another caller, area code 407. Caller, are you there? Caller? Okay, that caller may just be listening. Again, if you all have any questions for Christia, call us at 347-637-3930. Oh, interesting. Someone from the chat room says that they were just discussing last night at their meetup in Columbus, Ohio, that a lot of people ascribe the focus and desire to go natural on Obama being in office. Very interesting. So that's what you said earlier, Christy. I never thought about it like that. You know, the fact that Obama, you know, him being in office, that's why a lot of people are like, hey, let me go natural. I don't know. I think it's a little bit deeper than that. I think Obama, definitely him being in office has encouraged it, but I think this new, well, I don't want to say trend, the whole natural movement has grown stronger and stronger before he even got into office, I believe. So that's a interesting point. So, Christia, how can our listeners get a copy of your book? We want to share that information with the audience.
Wonderful. Well, the great news is it's available on Amazon.com, but now it's also available on Kindle, on the Amazon Kindle. And I did not know that there would be a demand for the Kindle version, but a lot of women are using that these days. It's also at Barnes & Noble, as well as over 50 Black-owned bookstores throughout the nation. You can easily find that list of Black-owned bookstores on my website, thankgodimnatural.com. And I always encourage people, to the extent that they can support the Black-owned bookstores, please do so, or even the Black-owned websites that carry or sell books, please do so, because this economy is hurting a lot of the independent chains. So, yes, again, it's available on Amazon.com, in both print and Kindle version, Barnes & Noble's, Black-owned bookstores, as well as my website. I sell it directly if you want it autographed at thankgodimnatural.com.
Excellent. And, Christia, you also have a blog that's associated with your website, and you have some very, very interesting blog entries, very fun to read. And where can we read your blog? What's your blog address?
So the blog, you can easily get there through my website, thankgodimnatural.com. It'll give you the option to go to the blog. But if you want to go directly to the blog, it's thankgodimnatural.wordpress.com. And so, ladies, I would love to get your feedback and hear you chime in and join the community. I'm also on Facebook as well. We have a Thank God I'm Natural Facebook group with over 5,000 fans now, as well as I'm on Twitter. So feel free. We're always happy to have people be part of the conversation.
We're so happy to have you on the show today, Christy. I mean, I've just really enjoyed talking with you, learning more about you and the book, and I want to make sure if you have anything else that you want to share with the audience, please feel free to do so.
Well, ladies, I just want to say, for those of you who are newly natural or thinking about going natural, it is a journey, but it will definitely be one that you'll never regret. It's like starting a very new chapter of your life, and you'll learn so much about yourself. And for those of you who are out there who are natural and have been natural for years, and who have who are locked or been locked for years, just remember what it was like for us back in the day, and make sure you reach out and help another sister who might be going through the same thing, because at the end of the day,